Sabotaging the meaning of a question is a tactic that can be used in a variety of situations, including interpersonal communication, negotiations, and even legal proceedings. It involves reframing the question or shifting the focus away from the original question in order to avoid answering it directly or to redirect the conversation. There are several reasons why someone might choose to use this tactic. For example, they may feel like the question is inappropriate or irrelevant, or they may not want to answer the question for personal or strategic reasons. In some cases, sabotaging the meaning of a question can be an effective way to assert control over the conversation or to deflect unwanted attention. One way to sabotage the meaning of a question is to reframe it in a way that makes it more difficult to answer. For example, if someone asks, "Did you steal the money?" you could respond with something like, "Why are you asking me that? What do you think happened?" This shifts the focus of the conversation away from the original question and puts the burden of proof on the person asking the question. Another way to sabotage the meaning of a question is to challenge the assumptions or underlying premises of the question. For example, if someone asks, "Are you sure you can finish this project on time?" you could respond with something like, "Why do you assume that I can't finish it on time? Have I given you any reason to doubt my ability to meet deadlines?" This challenges the assumption that you are unable to complete the project on time and forces the person asking the question to justify their skepticism. There is some scientific evidence to support the effectiveness of these tactics. A study published in the Journal of Communication found that people who used question reframing strategies in negotiations were more likely to achieve their desired outcomes than those who did not. This suggests that reframing a question in a way that makes it more difficult to answer can be an effective tactic for achieving one's goals in negotiations. Another study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that people who used question reframing strategies in communication with their romantic partners reported higher levels of relationship satisfaction. This suggests that using this tactic can be beneficial for improving relationships by allowing individuals to assert control over the conversation and avoid answering questions that they may not want to answer. However, it is important to use this tactic sparingly and with caution. Overuse of this tactic can lead to misunderstandings, miscommunications, and even conflict. It is also important to consider the potential consequences of using this tactic, as it may not always be appropriate or ethical to avoid answering a question directly. In conclusion, sabotaging the meaning of a question is a tactic that can be used to assert control over a conversation, deflect unwanted attention, or avoid answering a question directly. While it can be effective in some situations, it is important to use it sparingly and with caution, and to consider the potential consequences of using this tactic.